does this work? Is the audio working? Hi. Thanks for coming. I'm sorry, we had a little technical difficulty. It was supposed to be at 9 a.m. I tried setting up the other camera, but it wouldn't work. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. So the audio. Let's just wait for maybe 2 more minutes and then let's start. So please feel free to comment down all your questions here, as I'll answer as much as I can. They're both asleep because usually it's their bedtime by now. Billy, come here. Come here. Good girl. Madam, you slept all day. Hoy. So, hello. Hide! You're here! Okay, let me set this up. Yeah, we're good. We're still on lockdown. The lockdown has been extended until the end of the month, so nothing we can do. We're stuck at home. Finn has been rehomed. I'm not sure if I was able to clarify that. Finn is my cousin's dog. I was just asked to train him for a couple of weeks. I think he was here with me for maybe a month and a half. But I do regularly visit them. They're just in a nearby village, maybe 2 cities away. So you'll still see Finn occasionally. I've been wanting to do like a live there, but the thing is, I haven't finished editing all the videos yet. So yeah, you guys are first to know. So Finn is already with his new home. I know there are a lot of you who are curious about like the movement and stuff. So I was able to document that as well. So in the coming weeks, I made a poll. I don't know if any of you guys voted on that poll, if I'm gonna be doing like a short vlogging stuff. Vlogging is not my thing, just so we're clear. But the thing is that the videos that I was able to shoot were more really vlog style. So I've been only getting the useful ones to turn them into like educational videos to help you guys with your puppy care or dog care. So where are you guys all from? Is everybody from the Philippines? Or I'm assuming some of you are from Canada! My sister just flew to Canada. Okay, so feel free to comment down everything, all your questions. I'll answer as much as I can. There are a lot of you who are asking about your current problems with the puppy biting. Well, there are videos for that. It's a little hard to reply to the comments and give you an educated feedback because I cannot see what's happening. So even if I can give you recommendations, it may not be appropriate for your problem. So it really depends. If you are going to be able to better explain it to me here, I think I'm going to be able to better answer rather than in the comments. So comment in down below. This is so amazing from all around the world. Thank you so much for supporting our little channel. I honestly didn't think people would come today because it was such a last minute thing. I know I promised like a monthly live, but I've been slacking off. So many things have been happening. COVID has been affecting so many things in our lives. I've been in a slump for a while, so I've been trying to recover, and I have recovered. I'm happy that I've gone over my slump, and I'm back on track. And you know, your positive comments have really been helpful in helping with that recovery. So thank you guys so much. Okay, here we go. So I promise we're gonna be talking about puppy depression. If you guys are curious about what puppy depression is, it's basically, to put it simply, how people get overwhelmed when they bring in a new puppy. So even if you've watched so many videos over and over again and you think you're ready, once it's there, it's a totally different experience. And I know because the first time I got Summer, I did not get that puppy depression. But when I did get Bailey, a part of me did, well, I did not regret it because I really wanted her so bad. Because back then, like I said, I didn't know anything about poodles nor about the breed or anything. I just thought they were cute. I thought they would make great dogs because of another person's recommendation. I did a little bit of research, but I don't think it was enough to be able to consider that as like a super educated research, and I am guilty of not trying harder. But then again, there weren't videos or anything back then. And so I was only focused on the cuteness and basically the color, which I think many of us are guilty of. So when I got Summer, it was maybe a year after my first dog passed away. And everyone was excited to get her because everybody agreed to getting a new dog. They were very supportive of that. But when I got Bailey, that was a totally different story because my mom, like I said, my family is not a big fan of dogs, but my mom was not okay with it. I decided to get a second dog because honestly, it was just because I wanted it. And I thought it would be nice because I wouldn't want to be playing with them all the time. Or there are times when, you know, I would be so tired of playing with Summer. Then I thought maybe a companion would work out for her. I just springed it on my mom that, hey, mom, I got a second dog and we're going to pick him up next week. So that didn't end up really well. And bottom line, when Bailey arrived, while she was very cute, it was really her cuteness that helped fix the problem. But nonetheless, there was a point of comparison because Summer and Bailey are totally different dogs. My family has a bias towards Summer, and sometimes I feel bad for Bailey, but honestly, even if they say that they love Summer more, I really believe that they also do love Bailey in their own way because when it comes to playing and active stuff, it's always Bailey that they go to because this one will not do anything. Literally, what you see is what you get. So I got really lucky with her. And I honestly think had I waited a little longer, I would realize that she wouldn't need a companion because of how chill she is. Like, I think she's one of those dogs that thinks they're human or feels like they're human, but she's still a dog. So anyway, that's where puppy depression kind of set in with me because Bes- Besides the point of comparison, they started saying things and started complaining about Bailey because she was feistier in the sense that she chewed on a lot of things in the house, including my new bed years back. And it was harder to potty train her compared to Summer. What else? She was hyper, and she had a lot of play biting issues. What else? But besides that, she was a genuinely nice dog. The biggest problem that we had with her was because she gets too attached to me. Because of her energy, she started howling, which was something my mom was not okay with. And yeah, that's where the puppy depression kind of set in with me. That they didn't really like Bailey and they started blaming me for getting a second dog. So for those who are thinking of getting a second dog, that's why in my previous videos I would always say that wait at least a year, wait for your puppy to completely go through the puppy stage, and then think about it whether you're ready to get a second dog or not. Because like I said, you have to include everybody in the family when it comes to bringing home a new pet, because it's really hard. It's not a nice feeling for them to be complaining all the time when it comes to your dogs, especially if you love them very much, right? So, yeah, that's how my puppy depression was. And I never really considered returning her, but I know that feeling of maybe telling yourself that maybe I shouldn't have gotten her, or maybe I can rehome her, or stuff like that. But I honestly don't know how I got through it, but we made it. They're fine. And everybody loves them. I think when the potty training was fixed, everything was fine after that. So please don't feel bad that, you will go through something like that. It's very normal. You're not alone. Give it time, because you still never know. Wait, don't just make impulsive decisions that, since you're feeling this way, things are not working out, you're just gonna give up. If you give up once, from what I learned in my own experience, it's gonna become a habit, and that was something I didn't want to do for myself. So feel free to ask as much questions as you want. What helps with puppy depression is a support group. That's when I started their Instagram. And, finding people who have the same interests as you is really, really a great thing, which is why I'm super thankful for the community that we are slowly building here on YouTube. I'd like to think that most people who stay with us and, continue to support the channel and watch the videos, and maybe we get to know you guys and become friends, they're genuinely people of the same interest or same wavelength. Birds of the same feather flock together. It's nice to have that. There are many dog groups, don't get me wrong. It's just that, and I've joined many of them, but I've also left a lot because I guess our values and views don't really match. So it really depends. Just make sure that when you spend time with that set group of people, you're not forcing yourself to change. Just be yourself. It's fine. Okay? Let's get on. Okay, for those who are asking where I got my girls, I got them from local breeders here in the Philippines. Those breeders are no longer active, if I'm not mistaken. But if you're gonna ask me for their names and their contact information, I sadly have no plans of recommending them because of my own experiences with the two girls. So I've mentioned it many times before. With Bailey, I had a lot of issues with her, most especially. Ah, that's another thing my mom kept complaining about because I spent so much on Bailey and she saw how I would take her to the vet all the time during the first year when Summer was barely in the vet whatsoever. And I really just got lucky with Summer, I think. So please be extra careful when it comes to, trusting people. Especially now, there are so many, the same backyard breeders whom I don't support have their own social media, which they are able to present in such a nice way and create a perfect image of a good breeder when technically no. Don't just believe everything that you see online. There are so many videos, there are so many people whom you can ask. Whether they reply or not, one way or another, one of them is bound to reply. So it never hurts to ask. That's what I learned from my own experiences. Just recently, there was that controversy here about the scam with the poodles. That is the perfect example of how importers, backyard breeders, and the puppy millers are able to manipulate us into thinking that they are good and responsible people just because of presenting things perfectly online. Not everything you see online is happy, perfect, and wonderful and good. That's why it's good for you to talk to them, see how they will respond. If you see any inconsistency in their answers, it's better to pry and ask for more questions because that's the only way for you to know whether they're telling the truth or not. Okay, I hope that helps. So let's get on with your questions. Jenilyn Loader. Yes, Summer needs her beauty sleep. If there is one thing that will best describe Summer, it's sleep. That's what she does 24/7. Okay. How do you pause this? Sorry, I'm trying to scroll up to the questions. Give me a sec. Okay. What year did I get Summer and Bailey? I got them in 2014. They are only 6 months apart. So, again, like I said, I did not know what I was doing. When I saw Bailey's picture, I just wanted her, and then I got her. Diesel. Hello to if you're still here. Hello, New Zealand. Okay. One of you is asking, was it hard to take care of Bailey and Summer at first? I would have to be honest. Summer was the easiest dog I've ever had. It's too bad that I didn't have a camera phone back then. I would have wanted to have been able to document more of how she was. I feel like she's by far my luckiest pick when it comes to dogs because even as a puppy, I don't think I chose her. I think she chose me because when I went to the breeder's house, they were three in the litter, two boys, one girl. I was planning to get the boy or the girl. I wanted Summer because she was female because I didn't want a male dog. But her brother was actually cuter than her. And she was the runt of the litter. And I didn't want the runt. I was worried that she looked sickly. She was very small. She looked exactly like Finn. But the thing is, Finn is smaller because Finn, when I showed you in the videos, he was 4 months when we got him. Summer, when I got her, was 2 months old when she was Finn's size. So Finn is really, really small. He's the one the backyard breeders would call teacup, if I'm not mistaken. So Summer was a total easy dog, which was why I thought all poodles would be the same. I never considered personality and how they could vary per dog. I just thought that just because they're the same breed, they're going to be exactly the same. No. They have their own personalities, which is also very interesting. So, when I brought home Summer, I just brought her home in a paper bag. I did not know that I had to bring like a crate or stuff. I thought the breeders would provide that. Nope, they didn't. All they gave me was, they didn't even give me food for her. I had to drop, oh, what did I feed her? I think I had to drop by the store while she was inside the paper bag before going home. So she was very chill, and I literally was able to potty train her in 2 days. No kidding. And I didn't even do the setup that I did with Finn. She just magically knew where to go. When I put the newspaper, I just assumed, okay, what if I leave it there? Maybe it's gonna work. And then it worked. And she just kept going there. The only problem was she started chewing on the newspaper. Other than that, she was a totally chill dog. So when I got Bailey, oh my gosh, she was a riot. She was so loud. She was very rowdy. She was trying to overpower Summer all the time. She had a very, very strong personality. She was chewing on everything. And my God, my mom was so mad because she chewed on so many slippers, brand new slippers, shoes, what else? Chargers, phone chargers. The only thing Summer killed was my charger back then, the cord. But when I reprimanded her once, she never once touched anything that I didn't like, except for a pair of Habianas that I had back then. So I got rid of those because otherwise she would eat them. So, yeah. But when I was able to fix things with Bailey, that was around a year and a half or 2 years after. That's when it started getting easier. So the first year was terrible because not only was she very sickly, she also had a lot of um, problems because she was a high energy dog. I wasn't exercising her. I was one of those people whom I kept mentioning who will just take their dogs out, make them do their business, walk around the block, and then come back home. That's a walk for me. I went to several trainers. There was one that I went to first. While they were able to help, I don't think it completely fixed the problem until I got to meet my last trainer who really drilled so many things into my head and taught me how to handle dogs. And after that, everything was a breeze. I mean, don't get me wrong, we still have issues, especially now that it's a lockdown. I'm not able to bring them out as much as I can. Most of our exercises are only like the fetch and running around the house and stuff. We're not allowed to go out because it's still ECQ because of the pandemic. So expect that there are many dogs with a lot of issues right now because another factor to consider is that the humans are always home and cuddling with them. Again, too much attention could be bad for your dogs, which is why even my trainer was the one saying so that there are a lot of problems right now with pets. So yeah. So long as you're able to set the training as early on as possible and set your rules, which I wasn't able to do because I didn't know it back then, it's gonna be a lot easier because when I was able to fix the routine, no matter what age, it's as if I don't have dogs. That's the comment I always have. Like when we travel, my grandmothers cannot believe that I let my dog sleep on my bed. But one time when we drove to like the mountains, it's called Baguio here in the Philippines. My grandmother was so shocked. She forgot that my dogs were there because they were literally not moving. They were like stuffed toys or bags just sleeping on the on one of the chairs or on the floor. So that's how it is. Okay, next. The howling of dogs. It could be about ghosts, but it could also be anxiety. Bailey's howling was from her anxiety from being separated from me. So back then, prior the latest trainer that I had, I cannot walk Summer wherein it's just Summer and leave Bailey at home. But if I walk Bailey, it's totally fine with her and then I can just leave Summer home. When I leave Bailey and I take Summer with me, she will howl nonstop until I get home. We used to kind of find it cute, and that's how we reinforced the behavior. So I got a full scolding from my trainer back then about that. It's not funny. Yes, it's cute and it's adorable because you see how much they love you, but howling is not good because after howling it could escalate to aggression. That's what he told me. How often do I take Summer and Bailey to the vet? In the past, when we had the regular issues, I used to take them monthly. I'm not kidding when I say that my monthly bill was around $200 back then, especially with Bailey, because she had a lot of gastrointestinal issues. She had oral issues as well. She had lumps that would occasionally pop out from her skin. And it was quite hard. But once I was able to fix everything, and I cannot say that it's just because of the supplements that I used, nor the change of the diet, but I feel like it's a combination of everything. That's how everything was fixed. But so now I only take them to the vet once a year for their titer tests and annual checkup. And that's it. So yes, that's why I spend a lot on food and supplements, because spending on those is nothing compared to the vet bills that I used to have. Besides the monthly vet bills, Bailey, how many times did Bailey get confined? Maybe in a year, she was confined 3 times for different things. So yeah, you can just imagine the vet bills. Ah, the dog depression is more for the human, or puppy depression is more for the human rather than the dog. Yes, dogs can get depressed too, but the concept of puppy depression is actually on the humans. That's when the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I feel like during the pandemic last year where everyone was at home and then there were so many videos that popped up. I am one of those who included what's it like to have a dog and the breed and stuff, and so many people started getting dogs, different breeds of course, but my friends from San Francisco have been telling me that since the world has been starting to open as well, just as how much dogs have been adopted during the actual lockdown in 2020, those same dogs, if not new dogs, have been being returned to the shelters, which made me very sad because I understand and will not judge people that, they had to make that decision for themselves. I will always respect that. But it's just sad that, it may have been a spur of the moment thing that was not really thought out and made that big jump without considering what would happen to the dog or the pet or the cat, whatever pet you got when things go back to normal. Like I said, it's a lifetime responsibility. You can't just wing it and say that, when the time comes, then I'll make that decision. Well, that's good too. It's also important for you to think about if you're going to be able to handle the responsibility, even if, let's say, you lose your job or something. Okay. Kichigo. Do you think it's essential to hire a dog trainer or send a puppy to puppy school to learn proper behavior? Good question. Rather than sending your puppy to the school, I suggest hiring a trainer to teach you. Because, well, okay, so with dog trainers, there are so many options that you have. There's Cesar Millan style, and then there's Victoria Justice, I think that's her name, in um, from Europe. And then there are so many other dog trainers. There are different methods as well. Some use positive reinforcement, some use tools. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Tucker, the super famous golden retriever. I like that what's her name? Courtney talks about how she does use certain tools, provided that it was guided properly by her trainer. I think her trainer is Tom Davis or something. Yeah, I love Tucker. I love their account. They're so fun. But anyway, the point is, every trainer has their own style of training. So what would be good is for you to decide what trainer will work best for you. If you can afford to get a trainer, by all means do so, because it will, boost your confidence a lot. You don't have to do it like forever. I honestly think just maybe getting a session and then getting a gist of like the basics and stuff, it will really help boost your confidence. The dog that changed, that boosted my confidence a lot was a Chow Chow named Eclair, whom I homed and trained for a good friend of mine. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Churro and Tofi, the Chow Chows. So their Churro had a puppy litter, and one of them is Eclair. So I helped train her, and rehomed her to one of my students because I'm a teacher by profession. And it just so happened that that person was looking for a Chow Chow, and things worked out. So I'm still in touch with them, which is nice. So if you can afford to get a trainer to teach you how to do things, I think it's better to do that. There are also trainers who will let you board the dogs, but in my experience, yes, boarding a dog or a puppy works out faster when it comes to the training because everything is reset in a new environment. But once you take that back, while they will take in some of the things that they learned from the puppy school and stuff, the dynamics inside your house is totally different, which is why it's better for you to train your dogs in your own home. That's why I support trainers who do the training in the actual homes, because even if certain problems are the same, it's different depending on the variables in certain situations per home. I hope that answered your question. Okay, moving on. Did the dogs' personalities change when they became adults compared to when they were puppies? With Summer and Bailey, Summer did not change. She's been consistent all her life, I think. Bailey, yes, she changed a little bit. I feel like it was my fault. She was a very confident dog until I came into the picture. She became too dependent on me. So, trust me when I tell you that be careful with the amount of attention that you give your dogs, because it can make or break them without you knowing it. But if it happens, again, do not worry, because there is a way to fix things still. But if you can prevent certain things from happening, it's a lot easier to prevent stuff rather than fix it when the problem is already there. Because with fixing Bailey's problem with her attachment to me, it was a grueling maybe 2 years to be able to do so. Okay. How old is Summer and Bailey? Summer just turned 7 last May. Bailey is gonna turn 7 this November. So she's around 6.5 in human years. Okay. Shaina, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Is it okay for my dog to stay in the cage for the whole night? How old did you allow Summer and Bailey on your bed? My pup kept on chewing on her bed. Okay, for Summer and Bailey, I kept them with their crate training for at least, I think, 9 months. It's really up to you how long you want to keep them with the crate training, and depending on how much you've already set the routine with them, because it's very easy to teach a dog what you want them to learn, but it's one thing for it to imprint. So that's the importance of consistency. It's the imprinting. The behavior has to be repeated consistently for them to be able to retain it forever. That's why with Bailey, it was hard to reset because the environment was the same and the variables are more or less the same, and then I suddenly change. But if I compare the two, it's a lot easier to train Bailey because she responds to training very well. This one takes a lot to it's a lot hard to train her because it takes a lot for me to encourage her and get her excited to actually cooperate because she's one lazy dog. So that's the downside when it comes to having Summer. So yes, they will keep chewing on certain things. When Summer was being crate trained, the first few months, she chewed on her cage, her travel crate, which is why I wasn't able to use that same crate for Bailey because it died. The locks were dead because she kept chewing on them. That's where the socialization training and the redirection as well as desensitization will help. Again, it's not a one-step fix. You have to be consistent with it. You have to be patient. You will keep failing over and over, but trust me, just keep doing it. It's gonna work once your dog is ready to, or once your dog completely understands what you want to do. Because I also understand that it's hard. Just because I show it in a video doesn't mean you're gonna be able to do it exactly. And every dog has their own quirks. And it's really you trying to figure out how you're going to be able to apply what you see or what you've learned online or from other people. Because even if, let's say, my trainer kept telling me, for example, for food, I presented the problem to him that they're such picky eaters and they won't eat their food on time. The first thing he told me was to hold back the food. So there's a certain time in their schedule. There's a fixed time for them to eat. And if they don't eat it within an hour, I have to take it away and put it back. They will eat the next time or the next schedule. While that works, it really does. It cannot work for Bailey's case because when I did that, that escalated her problems with her gastrointestinal stuff. So you have to figure out which methods will work for you and kind of adjust it based on how it will fit to the situation that you have. So for the chewing, have you tried maybe giving your pup toys inside? Or another thing you can do is, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Kongs. I do not have it here, it's downstairs. It's this toy where it's hollow inside and then you can put treats. You freeze it and then you can give that as a treat inside the crate. See if they're gonna focus on that rather than the chewing on the bed. That helped with Finn when it comes to the first few days. Because Finn's problem was not the chewing, it was the howling and the barking. Hi. Hello, Miss Bo. Thank you for loving the girls. You know, I honestly think every poodle is really cute. It really just depends on how you groom them. Um, I get, sorry, my throat is getting dry. I get comments if, you know, my dogs are a special kind of breed of poodles, or if I do anything special or stuff like that. It's really care, because Bailey's brother was far cuter than her, and so was Summer's siblings. But when I see them now, I honestly think their grooming could be improved a little bit. It's really, it's really the maintenance of the humans, how beautiful a dog is. No matter what breed it is, even if it's a rescued, people who call them the other dogs mutts, every dog is pretty so long as you're able to take care of them and groom them properly. I've seen that time and time again. Yes, I am a big fan of Tucker. You're most welcome. Feel free to just ask away anything. Okay. Shaina? Do I have to always supervise or bantayan, guard? Bantayan means guard in Filipino. Or guarding your puppy. Because sometimes they miss out with the potty training. For the first 3 days, if you can, yes, definitely. There are times when if I see Finn getting ready to do his business, and it's not where the pee pad was, if I can, I will either carry him to the pee pad, but I think the easier thing is to drag the pee pad straight under to where he's trying to sit. That's what I did for, I think, Summer back then. But in that case, it was the newspaper. The method that I shared when it comes to the potty training will work best if you literally follow it strictly for 3 full days. I know it seems unrealistic, but I've seen that method work at least, how many times? Summer baby. Eclair. At least 5 times. It's a sacrifice. It's definitely a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice worth it, because it's gonna make your lives a lot easier all throughout their lives. Because now, people don't believe me that my girls know how to tell me when they need to go. It sucks that they have to wake me up sometimes in the middle of the night, if not early in the morning, literally. But I'd rather have that than clean up pee in my bedroom or clean up poo in my bedroom. But Bailey is completely potty trained, but there are times when she would still poop inside the house. I've asked my trainer, and he said it could be many things. 1, anxiety. 2, fear. And 3, she's trying to show me how she's frustrated, because I don't often allow Bailey on the bed, not because I don't want her on the bed, but because she cannot be too close to me. Because being close to me makes her more anxious, and I'm the cause of her anxiety. So there's a certain distance that I have to maintain with Bailey. If not, she's gonna revert back to the howling. And I've proven this because during the lockdown, she started howling again. And it's not something that I can completely fix yet, since we cannot go back to the usual routine. But as soon as I can, I will. Next. Is keeping your dogs in a crate better than keeping your dog in a playpen? Okay, You guys have to understand the difference between a playpen and a crate. A crate is an enclosed space where dogs literally den. I'm not sure if you're familiar of the concept of denning. It's their safe haven. It has to be a small enclosed space. Just because you have a playpen and you're trying to turn it into a crate doesn't make it a crate. Although it can work for some people, having a playpen is still not the same as a crate. So it's okay for you to keep your dog in a playpen. By all means, do so. There's nothing wrong with that. But for crate training, you have to get a crate. A crate is different from a playpen. Okay, Trixie Cruz is asking, how were you able to take care of the girls while people in your household have asthma? Good question. One, I have what you call an air purifier. Hold on, let me see if I can. Over there. So that helps with people who have asthma. If you're planning to have a dog, I suggest you get one. It doesn't only help with the dust, because I'm alert. My trigger is dust more than dog fur. But the thing is, with poodles, they don't really shed at all. And so far, neither of the girls have caused a lot of asthma problems with the family. Although there is one thing that this info might help some people. So the original colors of poodles are actually white and black. Everything else was derived based on those two colors. In the past, years ago, they would mix it with certain breeds, which I don't know, feel free to research them. That's how they were able to develop the color of the red poodles. Now, because of that, genetically speaking, although this is not set in stone, red poodles shed in terms of relative to the breed, okay? She still doesn't shed, but relative to Summer, she sheds more in terms of like the brushing and stuff. So red poodles, or those in that spectrum, they tend to cause more asthma for those who are super hypersensitive. But for Bailey, she doesn't really cause asthma for my siblings, as far as I know. So if you will get a poodle, I suggest you get either a white or a black. A true white and a true black, okay? Not the ones that will fade, because those are the ones that will surely not shed at all. But the catch is you're going to have a very, very thick coat. Because these two, even if they are the same breeds, Summer has a really, really dense coat. Trust me when I say it's very hard to groom her. Because Bailey, I can literally dry her in less than 30 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes. And that includes the brushing. With Summer, it takes me at least 40 minutes to an hour. And that's with a powerful blower already. Because her coat is really thick. And she's more prone to matting. With Bailey, I've never really had a problem with matting, except for when she transitioned from her puppy coat to her adult coat while she was growing up. But today, even if I leave that and I don't brush it for a week, she's going to be fine. But with Summer, if I don't brush her for more than 2 days, my God, the matting kills me. And I have to brush her for at least an hour. So, yeah. Asthma. Poodles don't really cause asthma, in my experience. But for sensitive people, then maybe yes, it's a possibility. But out of all the non-shedding breeds, poodles would be your best pick when it comes to people with asthma. I didn't do anything majorly different for anyone besides the air purifier. But other than that, it's fine. My mom has asthma. Oh my God. I have asthma. My brother has asthma. My sister has asthma. My brother never had an asthma attack since we have since we had the two girls. But when we had my Chihuahua, he constantly had asthma attacks. My sister, she would get, what do you call that? Allergic rhinitis? Something about where her nose and allergies. The doctor said the dogs may be a trigger, but she's always around my dogs too, and not really that big of an issue. Oh, for those who are also asking, do poodles smell? No, they don't. Unless you don't bathe them for a week or two. That's when they start smelling. But the smell is totally different from, let's say, a golden retriever smell. Because my uncle has a golden retriever, and I bathe that golden retriever, and that same day, that dog still smells like a dog. Well, maybe the first 2 hours, he doesn't smell like a dog. He smells like the shampoo. After that, he starts smelling the usual dog smell. But for poodles, how would I describe how they smell like? Besides the smell of the shampoo or the perfume that you're gonna use, they're like stuffed toys. You know those fluffy stuffed toys, and then you try to smell them. That's how they smell. Nothing like a dog. I hope that helps explain to your mom. But again, it's just my situation. It could be different for so many people. Okay. Kyle Nicole Polo is asking, how many times a day do they potty? I'm really having a hard time with potty training. For puppies, they will poo and pee every after they eat, or even more often. Finn, how many times did Finn poop and pee? Maybe 5 to 6 times a day. Okay, so with that one thing that can help is to control how much the water intake and the food intake. That's why I included that in the video. When you're able to control when they're able to take in stuff inside their bodies, you're gonna more or less be able to predict when they need to go and when they need not to go. If you do free feeding or have them have access to water all the time, then you can expect them to pee every hour at the very least. So long as you will keep them in a place where they're not going to be dehydrated or it's not too hot and they don't need water, you can only you can give them water and food during the scheduled times in your whole master schedule for your puppy. That will really help with the potty training. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard to predict when they need to go. I leave an old pillow in my 3-month-old puppy's D. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, Miss Bo is asking, how often do you give them a bath? Summer and Bailey once a week. I've been slacking off once every 1.5 to 2 weeks during my slump, but now I'm back on track, which is why Summer doesn't have a lot of mat. I just brushed her the other day, and man, it was a nightmare. And it's torture for her. So if you guys want chill dogs too, when it comes to grooming, start when they're young. I'm not saying it's easy, but you have to get them used to it. What I did back then was I played with them using the tools. That made them associate the tool into something fun, not something that will torture them. Or I give them food when I brush them. I have a video coming up on that because Finn hated brushing. I think that might help a lot of people. Okay. I leave an old pillow in my 3-month-old puppy's playpen, which he uses as a pillow bed, but he chews and tugs on it a lot as if it were a toy. I honestly think that's fine. The girls did that too. Although they never chewed on their beds anymore. It's really the toys. Find out what the drive... that's another thing. It would be nice if you can find the drive of your dog. Some dogs will be food driven. Some dogs will be prey driven, meaning their their hunting instincts are stronger relative to other regular dogs. Some dogs will be play driven, meaning they like playing with you. And then there was another one. Something about pleasing people. That's the drive of the dog. It depends. So for my girls, I think Summer is food driven. Bailey is play driven. She will choose toy over food. I'm not sure. She's definitely prey driven. Play or prey driven more than food, but it depends on the food. Like, if I present her food and then I start moving a toy, she gets more attracted to the toy. So I think I'm honestly not sure anymore. I will try to take a video of that. That's a good question. What the drive is of my dogs. Can it change? Yes, it can change. Softies is asking, what's your favorite part about owning a dog? Honestly, the company. A little beef, a little background of my past. I'm not the favorite child of the family, and it's not a big issue for me. Maybe as a kid, it was an issue, and I've always felt like I was alone. I know it's a little dramatic, but every person has their own, issues with their families and stuff like that. While I was defined by the past, I have moved on. So the best part of owning a dog is probably knowing that, I know it's a little cheesy, think whatever you want to think, but it's having them always at my back all the time. Like, no matter what, I'm their number one. No matter what happens, even if like I get mad at them or I hurt them, which I never do, they will still come back to me and they would be loyal to me. So having that idea that I have this support, that's the best part. The reason why I got my dogs was because I was diagnosed with anxiety. My mom doesn't believe in that. All the mental health issues and stuff. It wasn't something that, which I understand. The baby boomers are not really accepting because there's like a bad connotation of what it is. But they saved me from my anxiety. The trigger of my anxiety was, the fear of being alone. And having the dog, that's the best part. I'm never alone. They're always there. And every time I come home, there's always someone who's always looking forward to me being there. Even if, let's say, the other people all around you hate you, they will never hate you. They will always love you. Okay, Shaina, totally agree with the smell, but for my mom, she always says she stinks. I guess it really depends per person. One thing you can do is buy like a dog cologne or something. For me, wait, I have it here. Oops. Oh, just kidding. Ooh. I have the stuff here beside me. This is what I use for fragrance. Ugh, it won't fit. Holy moly. Okay, wait. It's gonna move a little bit. This one. Yikes. This is so unflattering. Yikes. Okay, here. This is what I use. This could be a detangler, a finishing spray, as well as a natural fragrance for your pups. I really love the smell of this. But for those people who do not like a sweet smell, I don't think this is for you. But yeah, it smells really nice. And it's one of those brands that cover up the smell of pee and poo and the dog smell. Another one you can use is, this is just a bottle. Okay, I reused it from Chris Christensen, but this is the Pure Paws No Rinse shampoo. This gets rid of the dog smell. I swear by this. I cannot live with this spray. I've had it since 2015 when I found out about that brand. So if you guys will notice, I'm pretty consistent with the stuff that I recommend. Because once I've tried something that works, I don't change loyalty that quite often. I will try new things, but if it doesn't level up to what works for me already, I really don't go back to it. Just out of curiosity. And it takes a lot for me to try new grooming products as well already, because I'm happy with the ones I have and I don't need anything new. Sorry. Excuse me. Blue Blue is asking, have you experienced the girls biting you when they want something? Excuse me. I am proud to say that Bailey never once bared teeth, or you know how it's so funny. Well, dogs will like do that like in an angry way or something. She's never done that, not once. No matter what I did to her, no matter how much I take away her food and anything that could possibly trigger any dog, Bailey never did that to me. Summer challenges me. That's why it's very important for you to set rules and to be consistent and be firm with what you want with them, or how you set up your pack, because there are dogs that will test you. She's a dominant dog. Honestly, if she had been given to a family that does not know how to handle dogs, she could be one very feisty pup, because she never really bit me, but when she tries to challenge me, she will try to scare you, wherein she will try to nip or growl and bark. But the key there is for you not to fear her, because she's just testing you. I know that it's very unrealistic to say, and the only reason why I'm confident, even if I get bitten, I wouldn't care, and I'm not scared. I know that for most people, it's not something that you can easily say and easily follow what I was saying, not to move. It's very normal for you to pull back if you fear something. And I don't blame you if ever you do that. But you have to stand firm. When you pull away like that, just because you did that doesn't mean they're gonna win. You have to start correcting right away and go back. Even if you show them fear, show them that even if it's something that just surprised you, and then be firm with them. Go back and fix it right then and there. Because if you just let it go and walk away, that's you telling the dog that, okay, I am submitting to you. As much as you can, do not submit to a behavior that is not acceptable for you. Otherwise, that's how you reinforce a behavior that you don't want them to learn. I hope that answered the question. But if they want something, let's say food or anything, no, they've never bitten me. Only challenging for the alpha position. Ms. Bo is asking, is it okay to bathe my pup every 3 days? Because it's kinda like a requirement here, since the people I live with also have asthma. Okay, the thing is with bathing, if you do that, it will dry up the coat of your pup and their skin. Bathing them too often is actually not good. Maybe what you can do is use the no rinse shampoo. That's another option if it is a requirement, because the no rinse shampoo really works. Try the Pure Paws. I swear by it. Chris Christensen has their own version, but most of the stuff of Chris Christensen don't have scents. And even if they do, it doesn't work with the dog smell. So try the what's the name? Pure Paws No Star Link or Star something. No rinse shampoo. They only have one no rinse shampoo. Pure Paws. Trust me, you will not regret getting it. It's pricey, but it's a concentrate and you're gonna dilute it 1:10, so it's gonna last you a long while. Especially if you just have a toy poodle. Again, I have asthma. My brother has asthma. My sister has asthma. It's fine. If you can also get an air purifier, that's really gonna help. I honestly think sometimes it's all in the head, this stinkiness. My mom tells me it's because you're immune to your dogs because you sleep with them all the time and they live in your room and everything. While I think that's partly true, I honestly think she's just overreacting sometimes. But that's just me. Nikayla Ferreira is saying, my 3-month-old toy poodle keeps on barking for no reason. Do you have any clue why he does that? With barking, this is one of those situations where I explained that as much as I want to tell you why, I cannot give you like an educated guess since I don't see what's happening. What can we do with that? Maybe in the future or something. I'm trying to set up a Discord server. Right now, shameless plug, I am offering the Discord server to the members because we started the membership as requested by some subscribers as it would really help with producing the videos and stuff, but that's besides the point. I'll see what I can do, how to be able to do that. I've considered doing Clubhouse, or no, Clubhouse will not work because you can't send videos there. Discord is the only thing that I can think of, or as much as I want to do WhatsApp and Facebook groups, for my personal privacy, I don't wish to use them because I would have to be exposing my mobile number, and those are things that are too personal. Not that I don't want to share my number or anything, but since everything is connected to everything, you have to be careful with what you do online. So I'm testing out the Discord server. If it works out, then maybe that's something we can use, wherein you guys can send me videos. I'm not a trainer, just so we're clear. I'll try as much as I can to share what I know. I'm always happy to do that because I've been in your shoes wherein I was totally clueless of what I was gonna do. And having like a small group or a community that will not judge you and help you as much as they can, no matter what, it means a lot. Support groups really work. So yeah, barking. Some of the common causes of barking. With Finn, that was a totally big issue. There's a video coming up on that, I promise. But again, it's the vlog style. So my biggest problem with Finn was he was a barker because the breeder. When I told the breeder that what the problem was with Finn, she answered me. Okay. I shouldn't judge her. That's mean. Okay, so when I asked her why Finn kept barking and stuff, The explanation she gave me was, it's because you have to carry him when he starts barking. He likes being carried. He's always the spoiled one here. So we treated him as family and as our little baby. And all you have to do is carry him and he's gonna stop because he likes being carried. When she told me that, I was, so for 2 months, that was the reinforced behavior that they had and gave Finn. Every time he barks, Finn gets what he wants. If he barks and he wants food, he will not stop barking until you give him the food. Every time he wants attention, all he has to do is bark and he gets the attention that he wants and he gets carried. Every time he barks, he gets away from the crate or anything that he's uncomfortable with. Every time he barks, this and that. That is the perfect example of a bad reinforced behavior. Would you want a dog that will demand attention from you at any time? Imagine you having a Zoom call or being in a meeting or talking with a friend. When your dog wants something, they're gonna bark nonstop and will disrupt everything that you are doing until you give them what they want. I don't know about you guys, but that's something that will not sit in. Even if I love dogs, that is something I will not accept because I do not want that. You get the attention that you want when you need it or when I want to give it to you. I know it may sound mean to other people. Different things mean different things for other people as well. It really depends. But that will not set in with my family, most especially, because I have a sister who is working. I have a brother who's working. Well, my sister's not here anymore. My brother's working. My dad's working. My mom has their own thing. You don't want that. So with Finn, the trigger is giving him the attention when he asks for it. So the only solution to that is to ignore. I know it's easier said than done. And trust me, it was easier said than done with Finn. Because I was so sorry to our neighbor. Because I'm not even kidding when I say 1 week. While I was able to potty train him completely and all the basic things with the crate and stuff, it took us a week to fix the barking problem with Finn. Because that's the thing with reinforced behavior. It's very hard to reset it with a dog when everybody is there. Eye contact, certain movements can be considered a reaction towards the dog. Some people will use bark collars. Some people will, there are many methods. But the only realistic method that I could do was the waiting game, wherein I wait for him to get tired of it and respond to him only when he's quiet. So that's exactly what we did. I never gave him eye contact, attention, or anything for that matter when he barks or asks for it. He gets the attention based on the schedule that we made and when I want to give him attention. Even if, let's say, I'm already moving close to him and about to give him attention and he starts barking, I'm gonna walk away. What I taught him was he has to be calm for me to give him attention. And that took a week. That took a whole week to be able to instill in him. But my aunts and my cousins can attest how it worked so well, because until now Finn has been applying that behavior because they have been consistent with it. But again, once you revert back, it's so easy for them to revert back to the bad behavior because it hasn't imprinted. Which was why when I was helping out with the training with Finn, my cousin was here because Finn has to imprint on her and she has to understand the dynamics of how it's going to work for her to be able to apply it in her house. So when we moved Finn back to their home, I actually went there for a few days and stayed with him there so that he will associate me to being in the same home and he will apply whatever rules we had here in this house in their house. So barking, before people say that they bark because they see something, while that's true, I kind of believe in that because Bailey kind of exhibits that behavior. She doesn't bark, but she gets scared of certain places in the house. And we had a psychic to come in the house. I know for some people they don't believe it, but yeah, they say that there are spirits. And we're not allowed to talk about it. So let's move on. Trixie. Yeah, moms. I still have them. I love my mom too. Don't get me wrong. I love my family. Okay. Desiree is asking, how do I stop my puppy from chewing your hair? How is he able to reach your hair in the first place? That means you're carrying him all the time. Ah, if you're carrying him and then he starts nipping at your hair, put him down. If there's a behavior that you want, I suggest that you stop giving them attention and leave them. It's the same as remember the barking thing? You can also do the loud yelping sound. Pretend that it's something that hurts you. It's like a puppy being tugged with their fur by another member of their litter. And you can try yelping. That's one. Another thing is if you're carrying them and then they're nipping at your hair, if they start doing that, put them down. And then walk away. Ignore. Because that's the worst. Because that's how any puppy will tell their litter mates. They start ignoring and stop playing. So in a litter, they play around. They're curious. They have fun with each other. But once somebody does not like something, that pup will either yelp or will just stop playing and walk away. So you just have to do the same behavior. I'm not saying you have to act like a dog. But what I'm saying is you have to communicate to them the way another dog will communicate with them. Because telling them, you can also use no, but you have to teach them first what no means. Softy. Oh, no worries. Feel free to go if you need to go. Let's wrap up in a bit. I said 1 hour is my limit, but we've been extending. Okay, last few questions. Kichigo is asking again, I've read that you shouldn't give a puppy too much freedom in the beginning. Yes, that's true. Any trainer will tell you to do that, which is why my 3-month-old pup spends most of his time in my bedroom. When is it okay to let him explore the rest of the house? I think number one is when you're sure that they're completely potty trained. And honestly, you can use the playtime as part of your schedule to let them explore. But that exploration is a guarded one wherein you supervise. A supervised exploration of the house during playtime. And then they go back to where they're supposed to be. Okay. China. Fur sisters. Yeah, why not? I don't mind. We're fellow pet parents. Ha 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 ha. Okay, she said, I have noticed my puppy had 3 types of barks. 1, growl, then angry bark when we tried to get something from her. Ah, that's a bad sign. A happy bark like our father. If she wants to play and greet, yes. And then strange bark when she sees or hears something. Yes, that's true. The aggression bark is something that you should start correcting as early as now. You have to teach your puppy the rules when you're playing and it's time for them to let go. That's an important I think that's an important trick that you can teach your dogs. What's the thing I tell? You can use the leave it command. I'll make a video on that, I promise. So basically, leave it is them waiting for them, or wait, no, because leave it is the prerequisite for them to release the toy. Well, at least that's how it worked for me. I taught my dogs how to leave it first, and then that's where I led it from leave it to drop it or something. So to teach your dog leave it, just get food, put it in your hand, and then open it. When they start moving close your hand. They will start licking, start biting. When they start biting, pull away and then walk away. And then try again. When they stop paying attention to your hand, open it again. See if they respond. If they start coming back, close it again, and then see how they will react. More often than not, they will start licking, but they will stop. When they move back, open it right away. That behavior is telling them, if I do not start licking and moving close to the treat, the hand opens. Once they start sitting and waiting, even if your hand is open, even no matter how short it is, give them the treat. Don't give like a command, leave it yet. Just do that for a few times. You can do it maybe 3 to 5 times, twice a day. In 3 days, I promise, they know. And then you can attach the command, leave it. Open your hand, and then the treat is there. Leave it. And then once they sit, give them a treat. You can also do that not just with food. You can do that with toys. If you're not able to control the growling, that's something scary, because like I mentioned Eclair earlier, she bit me. So I was both scared and regret. I had puppy depression when I had Eclair. But yeah, once you do it once they see that you're the authority, they're gonna listen. You just have to set the rules and your hierarchy. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Raw? Sorry. Okay, I'm confused. Should I get a Cavapoo or a toy poodle? Okay. Please don't judge me for what I am about to say. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get mixes or anything. Okay, this is just my selfish opinion. I don't support crossbreeding. I'm not saying I do not like, let's say, the Cavapoos or the Maltipoos or Labradoodles and stuff. When they're there already, they're still dogs to me. They're all equal, and I love all sorts of dogs. But what I condone is the behavior of irresponsibly crossbreeding for the sake of, hey, it's cute and popular and I can sell it. That's the thing that I really, really don't like and do not support. And sadly, when we buy and crave for the mixes, then of course people will see the demand. It's the law of supply and demand. When there's a demand for it, then of course there's gonna be supply. And especially now that there's a pandemic, you can't really blame people for trying to find different ways and get creative in trying to find ways to earn money. There's nothing wrong with a Cavapoo. There's nothing wrong with a Maltipoo. There's nothing wrong with Labradoodles. But it's the act of doing it that makes it, for me, irresponsible. Because you have to understand, mixing two breeds does not guarantee that you will get all the good traits that you want. Mixing two breeds gives you a very unpredictable product. I don't want to think dogs as products because they're living creatures, but that's how it is. You never know what the pup will inherit. That's how it is with genetics. If you mix a Cavalier King Charles with a toy poodle, you don't know which one will come out. Some puppies will lean towards the poodles, the poodle genes, and some will lean towards the Cavalier genes. While I understand why they're trying to mix the two, it's because they want the traits of the poodles that don't shed. Because as far as I know, Cavalier King Charles, that breed sheds a lot. If you want to know more about them, there's a channel I follow. I think it's called Herky the Cavalier. They explain so much about the breed. Get to know the breed. Yes, Cavapoos, Maltipoos, they're all cute. Every dog is cute, honestly. Just be ready for the aftercare. It's unfair for me to tell you which one to get. It's really up to you. It's your decision. I'm only here to share with you the ins and outs of it so that you make your own educated decision. I'm sorry, but I can't make that decision for you. But that's another thing. While I know that purebred poodles, you have no guarantee either that they test genetically, but do understand that crossbred pups do not get any sort of pedigree, meaning you will not know the history of the parents. And if you do plan to get one, make sure that it's a first generation. What's a first generation pup? It's when one of the parents is a Cavalier King Charles and a purebred poodle. And then the pups are produced as a first gen Cavapoo, or let's say a Labrador and a Labrador and a standard poodle. The parents have to be one purebred Labrador and one purebred standard poodle. I do not support that practice at all, but again, we're all different people, and I just hope you make the right decision for yourselves. The breeds are perfect as they are, and I understand that some people are trying to develop the breeds, but I haven't seen a, let's say, Labradoodle breeder or a Cavapoo breeder that are breeding to create another breed. Purebred dogs were crossbred so many years in the past to create what it is now, to get certain traits. That's the whole purpose of breeding, to improve the breeding line. And if you're just breeding to hopefully get a pup, let's say a Cavalier King Charles, that does not shed through a first generation, that's not breeding to improve. That's just breeding. I don't want to say it. There are a lot of people who will get offended. But I hope you get the gist. I really haven't seen one. There are a few channels now that are breeders of mixing poodles with different breeds. I respect them. I just do not support the practice. Let's leave it at that. So make your educated decision. Blue Sky, hello! We recently got a 2-month-old toy poodle. He's been with us for 2 weeks, and I noticed he did not like to drink water. Can you share us any tips how to make him drink water? Get a water fountain. That's what solved the dehydration of my girls. Kyle, before in the crate, before she would potty in the crate and poop sometimes in front of the crate. So we moved the crate to the restroom or the bathroom so that he gets used to it there. First of all, I don't understand why you're letting your dog poop inside the crate. That's not normal if the dog thinks that the crate is his den already. The mere fact that your dog is pooping inside the crate means that he hasn't completely understand the crate training. Because any dog, even if they're not potty trained, they will not, as much as they can, if they can hold it, they will not do their business inside their crate because their crate is their safe haven. It's their den. It's like for humans, your bed. You will never pee on your bed if you're aware of it. You will never poop on your bed if you're aware of it, or as much as you can. You never do that. And that's the same for the dogs. So I think you have to reset your crate training. Okay. So Shaina, we tried touching her while eating to avoid food aggression, but for some reason she learned how to growl. Try this. Try to elevate the food and put the bowl down. Ask your dog to sit before she approaches the bowl. You can start with that. Or another thing you can do, put a little food on her bowl and then put it down only when she sits down. That's hard to wait. Let me demonstrate. I have food here. Something like this. So let's say this is the food. Bailey, I know you smell this, right? Yes. Wait. So, see how she's attentive already? So I'm gonna drop it first here. She's not allowed to get it until, shh, not yet. See how she gives me the eye contact that I want? And then, okay. It's when you offer the food to her. That's how you stop aggression. Eclair had that aggression. That's when she started biting me. When I would take away her food. So that's something you can do. You don't give her all the food right away. You give it in small portions, meaning you have another bowl here and then her bowl is there. You slowly put down the food so that she sees that your hand is something not bad that will take away her food, but something positive that gives her food. But it has to be combined with you doing the food. What did my trainer call it? Something like respecting food, feeding. I will try to recall it, and I'll make a video on that. If it's something, yeah, that's an important thing. I also did that with Finn. So yeah, make them respect you when it comes to the food. They're not allowed to touch their food or their dog bowls until you tell them that it's okay for them to do so. So let them learn to wait. It's a waiting game for me, for any dog, when it comes to capturing certain behaviors. Oh, please, I hope it wasn't because I discouraged you from the Cavapoo. Think about it. Research about it. I'm sure there are videos now, especially with the mixes, because they're really popular. Cavapoos, Maltipoos, what else? Labradoodles, Golden Doodles are super popular. But just study it first. Okay? Oh, I took so much of your time. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Shall we do like a regular live stream once a month? I think that's the best I can do. And it wouldn't be so bad to like keep in touch with you guys. Okay? If you have more questions, just feel free to comment them down in all of the videos. As much as I can, I really reply to all of them. And I really, really appreciate all your comments and be it positive or negative. If you have any feedback, whether it's good or bad, just comment them down. I'd be happy to. Can I start vlogging? I'm not the best when it comes to that, but I will try. I'm not sure if it's something people want, but okay. I was actually considering doing like one educational video and then one entertainment video, and that entertainment video could be either a vlog or like an entertainment, meaning like challenges and stuff like that. If it's something you're interested in, I'm trying to try to post twice a week because YouTube is not really like work for me. I think of it as my creative outlet. I by profession, my degree is graphic design and animation. And I got burned out, and long story short, I no longer practice it. I'm a teacher now by profession. So getting back to the reason why that's my degree, it was really my passion. I really love art. That's what I teach. And I love dogs too. So since it became my job, I felt like I lost my creative outlet. So I resorted to YouTube. I didn't think people will respond, and I just feel blessed. When I needed it, it came. So yeah. Sure. Okay, I will try. I'll start with Finn. So there will be like a 3 to 5 days series of Finn. I don't know if I'll post that in succession or once a week, but let's do that. I'll have one educational video every week, I promise, and then one entertainment video and a vlog, or either or. The entertainment video will vary between a vlog and like challenges and stuff. If you guys have any ideas, please post them in the community chat, anywhere there. I really, really need ideas too. Sometimes I run out of ideas, especially with the entertainment videos. So yeah, let's leave it at that. Okay? If you have any ideas of what you guys want to talk about in the next live stream, I'd be happy to hear them as well. One idea I had, it could be grooming anytime. What else? Yes, I will remember your names. I think I'm getting familiar with you guys, especially the regulars. Swimming. I do hiking with my dogs prior to the pandemic. I haven't gone hiking. That was something I really wanted to vlog, and I was super excited to do that. But no, not gonna happen anytime soon. Swimming, the girls are not big fans of swimming. Even if they are water dogs. Nope. They do not. I know, they're really picky with food. It's really hard. It's hard. That's the only downside to poodles. The number one is picky eaters. I'll see first. I'll ask her, because I have a friend who's a really well-known show breeder slash expert. I have so much respect for her, and she has standard poodles. Once the pandemic is down, or it goes down, maybe we can do a live so that I can show you, because she has one. Tristan, her standard poodle, is a multi-champion award-winning show dog that they used to fly all around the world. And so you can see the difference between toy poodles and standard poodles as well. Because that's my dream dog. Until my parents say yes, I cannot have one. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Really, 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 I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. I am so sorry they're inactive. I don't know how to get them active. Maybe we can do like one in the morning. Okay. Bye. You're most welcome. How do I end this again? Wait, I think it's here. Yes. Bye.